Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be doing a farmhouse Dollar Tree DIY tutorial. The first project we're going to be putting together is this Take Your Time wall art sign. So you're going to need this placemat from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need 4 of these wood signs, and you're also going to need some white wrapping paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I cut down 2 of the signs so that they fit around my Take Your Time piece perfectly. And then from there, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be wrapping them with the wrapping paper. So I'm just cutting them out into rectangle shapes, and then I'm using my hot glue to glue it around these little Bless Your Home signs. And I'm just using a bead of hot glue to hold it in place. I'm not really worried about the back side of it. I just want it to cover the front side and then also the edges. To do the edges, I'm just wrapping it up like I would a present, using some hot glue and holding it in place. And I did that on both sides with all 4 signs. Next, I'm going to place them around my placemat to make sure that it looks perfectly the way I want it to. And I'm just trying to make sure that it's nice and even and everything holds in place. From there, I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to hot glue the longer signs onto the shorter ones that I had cut down. And I'll just hold that in place till it dries, and I'll do the same on the other side. Now, this is not stable enough, so you need to make it a little bit more stable. So I'm going to flip it over to the back, and I added more hot glue along the back, and then I'm putting in popsicles to make it a little bit more structurally sound. So just hot glue along the popsicle sticks and hold them in place. From there, I want to make this look a little distressed, a little bit like wood. So I'm using the color black and I'm just lightly brushing this on to my frame. And I find that I don't really have a rhyme or reason to this, but you just don't want to have a lot of paint on your brush. The less paint, the better, because if you have too much paint, it's going to look really gloppy. So I'm coming in pretty hard with the black paint and just concentrating on the edges, and then I'm going along the side with the excess on my brush. After I do the black, I'm going to come in with some dark brown as well as some cream, just to give it a little bit of contrasting colors. You could do this as little or as much as you'd like, just depending on your taste and what you think looks good. Once everything completely dried, then from there I put my sign back in place, and then all I'm doing is using some heavy duct tape to hold the sign in place on the back. And I think based on the saying of this sign, this would be a really cute wall art piece for your kitchen. And for $5, it's really substantial. So I hope you guys like this one. Next, we're going to make these little farmhouse vases. So I picked up these glass jars in the kitchen section, and then this burlap ribbon is so farmhouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun, and by the way, I'll link my glue gun in the description box. And then I'm just going to cut it off and hot glue this ribbon around here. And then for the other one, I'm just going to try to make sure that I make them even so that when they sit next to each other, they'll be at the same height with the ribbon. Now to fill these, I thought these little stems were so cute and so farmhouse. So I'm just cutting off the bottoms of them, and then I twist them back and forth, and the bottoms of them will pop off. And I'm just putting 2 sets of flowers in each one of my jars. I felt like that filled it up nicely. And just set them out in my kitchen. I just think they look so cute. Next, I'm going to be making this cake stand. So you're going to need one of the Dollar Tree glass candle holders, and you're also going to need some jute twine. So I'm going to start off with my jute twine and my hot glue gun at the base of the candle holder. And you're just going to be wrapping it around the base. When you first start off, you want to use glue on every little edge that you're doing, because this base layer really helps to hold it in place. As you start going, you won't have to use as much glue as you're wrapping it around, but for the bottom, like maybe 2 rows, you want to use quite a bit of hot glue. And then from there, I'm just going to start twisting it around, pushing it down so that I don't have any gaps. You want to make sure that you just don't leave any gaps. And then I'm going to do this all the way up this candle holder. Once you get to the top, you can just add a little bit more hot glue and then cut your jute twine off. Now to turn this into a cake plate, I'm going to use E6000 around the top, and then I'm going to put a white plate on top. And then to make it look a little bit more enameled, I'm going to put some black paint on the edge of my cake plate. And then it's ready. You can set it out, use it in your kitchen or anywhere. Next, I'm going to make these little rustic books. So I picked these books up from the thrift store because they're cheaper for me, but you can always grab them at Dollar Tree. And they're just paperback books, and I'm simply going to take off the outer book cover so that I can just use the inner portion. Just make sure when you're looking for books that you have the right color that you want and that it's also the right sizes. So I'm just going to stack them up the way I think they look cute, and then I'm just going to use a little dot of hot glue so that they hold in place when they're sitting out, because I don't know about you guys, but my kids love to come around and move my decorations, so I don't want to spend time putting it together. Then I'm just going to take some of that jute twine and just hold it down in place, tying it in a double knot, and then I'll take the jute twine the other way and just tie it in place as well. I love the way old books like this look sitting out, and I just think for this really only cost me like $1 because the books were about 25 cents, and I just think this is a really cute way to add a little bit of farmhouse rustic decorations to your table. Have you guys seen my marble bathroom vanity decor? This is all Dollar Tree. I'm gonna link it right here so you guys can go watch that video next. It's awesome, and I know you guys are gonna love it. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.